I shall move pursuant to our standing orders for the amendment of the composition of the delegation so that Honorable Alexander Kwamina Afenyo Markin Osahini is removed and Honorable Patricia Apiaje is replaced as the member of the Mr. Speaker, I think the constitution of our delegation to the ECOWAS Parliament has also gone along the same tortuous route that the constitution or composition of the Pan-African Parliament delegation went through. A lot of negotiations went into constituting this delegation. Mr. Speaker, the composition that is captured in the resolution is as follows. For the ECOWAS delegation, we have Honorable George Kweku Ricketts Hagan as the leader of the delegation. Then we have Honorable Emmanuel Kwesi Berzra, who has always been a member of the delegation, to remain a member. Honorable Ladi Ayamba, who has been a long-standing member of the delegation, to remain a member. Honorable Eric Affle is being added as a member. Honorable Dominic Napari is being added as a member. Mr. Speaker, it captures Honorable Alexander Kwamina Afenyo Markin Osahin as a member, Honorable Kwame Aimedu Entry as a member, Honorable Brian Achampong as a member, and the discussion was to include Honorable Millicent Yeboah Amankwa as an observer. Mr. Speaker, there's still an issue with this composition. And the issue stems from the fact that the ECOWAS Parliament has some very, very firm position on the membership of female members of the delegation. The delegation must have, I think, 30% of the members being women. They don't negotiate, they don't compromise on that. So there's no way you will send a delegation that does not have 30% membership made up of women, and ECOWAS Parliament will accept the delegation. And they now have the speaker being a woman, and they have the first deputy speaker being a woman. And because of the female leadership, they are very, very, very firm on the 30% representation being women. If you look at our composition, indeed, we have only one person as a woman. That is Honorable Ladi Ayamba. We clearly don't meet the requirements of ECOWAS Parliament, and they will not accept this delegation. Mr. Speaker, the position of this Parliament has always been to send the deputy leaders as members of the delegation. That has always been the tradition. The deputy leaders always go to the ECOWAS Parliament. Mr. Speaker, this side is sending Honorable George Kweku Ricketts Hagan in his capacity as a deputy leader. Mr. Speaker, the minority side also has a deputy leader, and that deputy leader is Honorable Patricia Apiaje. Mr. Speaker, she is the deputy leader, and this House cannot deny her the opportunity to go to ECOWAS Parliament in her capacity as a deputy leader, especially when it helps this House to cure the problem of sending female representation. That is the position of this House, that the deputy leader will always go to the ECOWAS Parliament. So, Mr. Speaker, when it comes to moving Resolution 19 of this House, the Resolution 19, I shall move pursuant to our standing orders for the amendment of the composition of the delegation so that Honorable Alexander Kwamina Afenyo Markin Osahene is removed and Honorable Patricia Apiaje is replaced as the member of the delegation that will be representing this Parliament at the ECOWAS Parliament. Mr. Speaker, again, Mr. Speaker, this side of the House will also seek an amendment to the last member, that is Honorable Brian Achampong, and shift Honorable Brian Achampong to the status of an observer and move Honorable Millicent Yeboah Amankwa to take the place of Honorable Brian Achampong as the substantive member of the delegation. Mr. Speaker, this will give us three female members of the delegation, so that Ghana will have 3 female members out of the total number of 9 members that we are sending to the ECOWAS Parliament as Ghana's delegation. Mr. Speaker, with these few comments and this proposed amendment to the report of leadership, Mr. Speaker, I move that this Honorable House adopts the report of leadership on the composition of the membership of the ECOWAS Parliament, subject to the amendments that I have indicated. I also move, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Dominic.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. Mr. Speaker, this is the first time in a while. In fact, I had the privilege with the current Minister for Interior to be at the Pan-African Parliament for 4 years. This is the first time in a while that leadership of Parliament are coming to us without having consensus on what to do. I will urge leadership to hold on to this motion, go back behind the scenes, resolve whatever differences you have, and bring the motion back to us. Yes. Mr. Speaker, we are not going to ECOWAS or Pan-African Parliament as ND's majority or minority. We are going as Parliament of the Republic of Ghana. Mr. Speaker, just as I agree with him, that ECOWAS has strong and rigid percentages for women and men, it is equally true that we have an understanding, a convention here as to the percentages based on the numbers in Parliament. If you take out Brian Achampong, whoever she wants to take out and bring somebody, this House will not meet the percentage that we have. And he knows it. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, I think that the leadership should not be moving motions and asking the House to take decisions that they should take and bringing it to us. I know it is the decision of the House to do, but it is not for Parliament to foist, because the majority have majority, to foist the decision of the majority on the minority about representation. Our side, at least, should be given the right to choose who will go. If our attention has been drawn to an obvious fact and leaders sit behind the scene, they should be able to resolve this matter. But to say that you come to Parliament and say that Parliament should vote for the first time, you are going to set a precedent that tomorrow you will not be able to take. Because it is possible that tomorrow you can come and bring names, and because somebody has majority, he will move the motion and remove every one of them and change for you. Just 8 years ago, this side of the House had 169 members of Parliament. 8 years ago. That is not how we exercise that majority. No, that's not how we exercise it. So I'll urge the majority leader to stand down on this motion, do negotiations on the points which you raise, which are very legitimate. And then tomorrow, or even today, they can bring an amendment to it or an addendum for Parliament to take it. We can take it today. But we'll be moving this on the floor. I think it is not a good thing. You'll be setting a precedence, you'll be setting confrontations, and it's not good for us. These are very good, legitimate points you have made, and I agree with you that ECOWAS will not accept a delegation that does not. It happened before, Mr. Speaker. We had to change here. We went back and came back to change. So I agree that ECOWAS will not accept a delegation that does not meet that threshold of 30% for females. In fact, we should even be trying to do more. So I accept it. But I oppose with all my strength and with the experience here, what you are trying to do is not good. And you know, deep down your heart, that what you are trying to do is not good. Please, step it down, go back behind the scenes, negotiate, and let's agree to it. It will help all of us. Secondly, as I stated, if you decide to take Brown Achampo out and leave 2 out of 9, it does not meet the threshold that we are supposed to have. In fact, for even the ECOWAS Pan-African Parliament, that you will have 5. If you calculate, we are supposed to be having 1.6 persons. The moment you cross the 0.5, it should have been 2 instead of 1. But we didn't argue. It's supposed to be 1.6 people for us here. Yes, we don't have half. The moment you cross, the moment you cross 0.5, then you move towards the 2 instead of coming back to 1. But we agree to you. So why are you doing what you are trying to do? Because you today, you think you have the numbers. It's wrong. Tomorrow we may not be here. You may not be here. I may not be here. But you have set a precedent that it will not be good for us. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to urge you. You have over 32 years of experience in this House. That is, you were first minority leader, majority leader, came back to be majority leader. I want to urge that you prevail on the leaders to step down on this motion, consult widely, resolve the matters behind the scenes, and come back and present to us so that we go back to the ECOWAS Parliament and Pan-African Parliament with a united force. I'm urging the majority not to go on the route it's going. I'm urging you, please, don't go on that route. Step it down. We can resolve this matter today and come back and resolve this. All the people will like them. They are our friends. They are our brothers. But what you are doing is not good. And I think that you should not do that. Step it down and please, it's not about him. It's not about majority leader. Step it down and please come back. You may have the numbers, but that is the route you are going is not a good route. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, please, I am not prepared to open up this matter again to this debate. We have been along this for the whole of this meeting. And time is not on our side again. The decision will have to be taken today. The decision will have to be taken today. And I'm going to guide the House as to the decision to be taken. I'm very careful about the choice of words. I say I'm going to guide the House. we have gone a long way. Honorable members, please, may I have your attention? May I have your attention? Ghana is so fortunate to be the center of the world. Not only are we the center of the world, we have also led our continent in so many ways. Some have been mentioned. Please, listen, so that we can take a decision that is in the interest of the nation. We go as a delegation of the nation, not of parties. Please, we have evolved this system, but these bodies are still in transition. So we don't actually go by the exact provisions of the constitutive acts. And so the authority delegated to the House by the country is what we exercise here. If you go through the acts, you see that they even call for elections in the countries to elect the representatives. That has not been possible in our countries because, you know, of the financial constraints and the weakness of our democratic institutions and systems. So they decided that the parliament should always take the decision. And so when you go as a delegation of the country. I've been part of the people who have fashioned out these processes. And one of the critical issues I took at that time was what one of you mentioned, getting His Excellency the President to be a member of the Pan-African Parliament. You are going to a continental platform. That is an opportunity for you to build up on your leadership, to transcend beyond Ghana to the continental and to global levels. That was the reason that I used to get His Excellency to be a member of the Pan-African Parliament, to build up for this position he's in now. So it's not something that we give to you to go and joke. And that is why throughout I've intervened. I'm now talking to the larger body because I did to the leadership. And for all this while, we've not been able to get the leadership to build consensus on it. That's why we finally decided to bring it here. I have done all I could to guide in this matter. Honorable members, it is Ghana that led the issue of education in Africa. I've been drawing your attention to these things. You don't listen. It is our son that went around the whole of Africa to propagate the importance of education. And so it's not just the fact that we were the first in sub-Saharan Africa to gain independence. Even before that, we had this opportunity to lead Africa. And so in terms of education, Ghana was always ranked number 1 in Africa. Today, we are at number 10. Zimbabwe is leading. Yes. In education. And you know, the person who led Zimbabwe up to this stage to lead was produced here by Ghana. The first president of the independent Rhodesia that became Zimbabwe was produced here in Ghana. Now we've lost that position. We are recapturing that lost glory. And you know, Ghana was referred to as the Mecca of the black race. every black person in the world wanted to visit Ghana. We have lost that. We are trying to recapture it. So when we send you to represent us at these bodies, you represent the country Ghana, and you work as one body. We have risen up to positions there. Some of you have made very good records there. I can mention the names from both sides of the political divide. They've really made names there, and I get the reports. In fact, I convinced Honorable J.H. Mensah that we leaders should not be members of these delegations, because we are to be here and to lead the house here, but not go to be in ECOWAS or Pan-African for years. If not, the first list that was submitted was majority, minority leaders. And I said no, I opted out. And he accepted my submissions. And we decided to use other members. Today, some of you leaders have taken up the issue, and sometimes we lose you. There are matters here, the leader is not around to lead. He's in ECOWAS or he's in Pan-African Parliament. Please. Leadership is about sacrifice. For all these months, I have tried to mediate in this matter, and we can't get solution. I've been prevailed upon by some of the leaders here that we should use the formula of the composition of this house in the composition of all bodies of this house. And I said that is wrong. We cannot do that. We are not only governed by laws in Ghana, we are also governed by laws that are continental and global. And so, please, the guidance I want to give again in this matter. You have done the ECOWAS. There are a lot of things that come to me, and I take decisions sometimes on your behalf. Depending on the nature of the subject matter, I usually sometimes make it the same number. And you recall my earlier ruling here that when we listen to the right, we have to listen to the left. We did not use the formula in this to say that, oh, 2 people or 3 must speak here, then 1 to the left. That is not democracy. Your constitution itself was built under the assumption of a majoritarian government. Is that what we've been experiencing? No. Ghanaians don't agree. They build that there must be a balance. And so you realize that some provisions in the Constitution are crafted in such a way that they are looking for a majority rule, while some provisions have opened up even to independent presidents. And so if the person is an independent president, he has no party. Where is the majority coming from? But he has to rule. And so we have to balance these things. The ECOWAS one, I advised that in view of what was happening, because in ECOWAS, I should start with Pan-African. In the Pan-African, we have only 5. Only 5. And you have the issue of the gender. And so we debated it, and I advised that we should add 1 to make it 6. Then this issue about the formula came in, and it was a struggle until I advised that we all know Honorable Patrick Yabuama. He's a very good member of parliament. He should be given the opportunity. We negotiated until we agreed from what I understood from the discussions that he should be there as observer. On the other side, the discussion came to the extent that we agreed that Millicent should be the observer. But we also, looking at the precedent and the rules in ECOWAS, accepted that the deputy minority leader should be a member of our delegation to ECOWAS, not the minority leader. Please, this is the understanding. And for me, I think that is the fair way for us to chat and be still respected in these bodies. It's not only the members. Always, Pan-African Parliament and ECOWAS Parliament will write to me to second our staff to work in those parliaments. And our staff are always working there. As of now, you all know the Pan-African Parliament clerk was here as our marshal. And we trained him. They asked for his hand. He went there. They decided to take him on. They gave him contract. Now he's what? The Secretary General clerk to that Pan-African Parliament. And they rely on our staff always for guidance, for support. So why should they now be having problems in Ghana's representation? It's an anticlimax. So please, we are taking the decision today. The first decision has been taken. The second decision I propose is a matter that we have to maintain. She is my daughter, but these are not personal matters. She has to be the observer. Honorable Millicent Yeboah Amankwa and Honorable Patricia Appiah will have to replace Honorable Alexander Kwamena Afenyo Markin or Sahene.